Okay, recording this video Sunday, 10th of April 2011. I hope you had a good week's trading. Just before getting to my Emini charts, just a quick announcement. The latest version of Better Momentum for Ninja Trader is out. It's got a new algorithm, hopefully a better kind of algorithm, certainly a lot faster load on charts and a run on charts, and that's been a serious weakness of the Better Momentum on Ninja Trader, so hopefully everybody who uses it will appreciate that. A couple of notes to do with Ninja Trader. Whenever I send around kind of Ninja Trader code, it's always in a zipped format. I know that Ninja Trader kind of imports zipped format code, but you need to unzip the code I send you, or the files I send you first, because then you'll find another zipped file in there, which is the one you import to Ninja Trader, plus an installation PDF. It's just a restriction I have with the shopping cart software that I use, that I can only send around kind of zipped folders and so zip files. So for everything I send around, it comes with an installation PDF. So just be aware of that. So whenever I'm sending code around for Ninja Trader, please unzip it first. Second thing, I always forget when I'm sending around the instructions on Ninja Trader to tell you to remove the old Ninja script installation first before installing the new one. I always forget that, because with TradeStation all you do is kind of double click and it re-imports and overwrites the old code. That's probably not the best way to do it from a software kind of perspective. I'm sure Ninja Trader probably doing the safer thing, but it's just a thing I've just not gotten used to, and so I always forget to send around that kind of instruction to people. So please remove the old code first. And just lastly, the code's kind of up to be downloaded from the link that's been sent to you. It's only going to be up there for a couple of weeks, so please download it now. If you're not kind of moved to the latest version of Ninja Trader, if you could download it now and kind of save it away with instructions and emails and so on, that would really help me kind of supplying it in later weeks. And I'd just keep it off the site for kind of security purposes. It's always kind of a stressful time putting out new versions of code. My wife's looking at me at the moment, eyebrows raised when I say stressful for me, stressful for her, stressful for everybody. Apologies, I just am not a Ninja Trader user, so I do my best supporting that platform, but in terms of troubleshooting and so on, I'm kind of woeful compared to TradeStation. I suppose nature of the beast, you kind of get into this supplying software and all of a sudden it starts to take over, and that's not how I want it to be. I mean, I'm a trader first and foremost, and this is just something I do on the side, so just bear with me. Anyway, let's get to the Emini charts. Kind of been looking at my charts and again kind of this weekend. I could talk about a lot of different markets and what's kind of going on, but I really think Friday's activity was pretty critical. So let me just talk to that. First of all, this is this hypothesis chart I kind of put up a couple of weeks ago and not altered a line on this, and this is what's happened, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yep, this is actually the way things could maybe play out kind of Monday, Tuesday. So let's just look at this. This was kind of we found kind of cyclical support. This was the second lurch down where we had the tsunami in Japan, kind of came back at an exhaustion kind of breakdown level here, came above. This didn't print as a clean end of trend warning signal, because this was a messy break on this time frame. So we've kind of done the reverse here. We've kind of come up, crested above this cyclical resistance level, had the same type of kind of overshoot type pattern up here. We're starting to weaken. I think Friday's activity was pretty kind of critical. So let me go to my highest level time frame chart. So just dropping down for the 40,500 tip bar chart. Okay, now last couple of weeks we've had an end of trend warning signal kind of print here, and we've been going through this kind of cyclical activity, kind of topping activity, and the market, as I was saying on the last video, moves between trending phases and congestion phases. And this phase, we had an exhaustion buying signal at the end of trend, and I always say to look for that. If we get that kind of a pattern, we'll need to see at least a second cyclical turn before start of a change in trend. And so we've got a second cyclical turn here. Let me just pump these up. Second cyclical turn, third kind of cyclical turn, kind of at 35, just not able to punch through. Look at Better Momentum. Better Momentum's basically flatlined over the last week, just going nowhere here, and this is all these low volume kind of up days that we've had over the last couple of weeks, kind of pushing to new highs, less and less buying kind of going on. It's like all the buying activity, the exhaustion buying happened prior to this move, and we've just been kind of gradually rolling over. Now on Friday's activity, we get the first kind of serious break of these kind of support levels here at kind of mid-20s. And we've had an exhaustion selling signal on the downside. Blue professional bars kind of come in now. They kind of caught it in the teens. I think the low today was around 1875. Kind of caught it with exhaustion selling, blue professional bar kind of comes in, but we've also got a cyclical turn at some point coming on the 40,500 tip bar chart, but we're starting to break down into trend breakdowns, downside trends on the lower time frames. And just be aware that the first exhaustion kind of move that we get is often the signal that starts these trending moves kind of off. If you look at this in terms of this exhaustion buying signal here that happened on this day, this kind of set this move in motion. If you look at this exhaustion selling signal here after the top of that move, that was the exhaustion selling signal that set this trend move in motion. We needed another one, an exhaustion selling signal on the bottom here, to kind of signal the end of that move. So if this was the beginning of this uptrending move, this was kind of moving into the top of that move, and this could be the first kind of signal that sets off this downtrend. So I'm looking for weakness on Monday and to see where it goes from there. Now let's go down a time frame to the 13,500 tip bar chart. Now in the last video I talked about how we were just bouncing around. We'd had our trend move that ended a couple of weeks ago, 10 days ago, and we've just been bouncing around between these cyclical support resistance levels forever here. And this is the break that we got today. This is the first, and I said actually on the Thursday's video that I was looking for a trend break and some weakness on Friday. This was the break that we got. So we've moved now on this time frame, the 13,500, into a trend move. So this is a trend move on a pretty high time frame chart in terms of tick charts. So this will go for a little bit. We had the exhaustion selling on the downside, and you can count a couple of these kind of blue bars getting this move going as almost falling through the ice. That was the professionals kind of getting on board this move and getting going. When they kind of pick it up at 18 and 20 down here at the lows, that's where kind of they're buying into the move. And then you can see before the end of the day on the 13,500 tip bar chart, we had professionals come in again below this cyclical breakdown level here. So on this time frame, we're going to have to see a pullback and an end of trend warning signal before this move is over. Then if we go down to the 4,500 tip bar chart, so after Thursday's activity, I was seeing first of all, this level of 34.35 has been absolutely critical kind of going forward. So Wednesday's activity is here, so let's just back this up. This is Friday's activity, open of Friday, vertical red dotted line, open of Thursday, red dotted line, and this is Wednesday's. Wednesday we had this breakdown level here at 34.35. It was a blue professional bar. We'd had all of these exhaustion buying signals kind of previously. We'd had a flush signal. We came back up to test here. Professionals kind of come in and sell this down. You can see bang bang, the professionals getting that move going, falling through the ice, and we kind of fall away. The next day, come back up to exactly the same level, 34.35. It's a cyclical turn, exhaustion buying at that point. We roll over, we have a very strong down move. Now, the open of today on Friday, this move is kind of being bought up during the after hours by the amateurs, amateur up bars, Rambo patterns, you can see getting this thing going right into the open, 34.35, and we sell off again. So 34.35 turned out to be an extremely important level. We kind of sold off from there. You can see it on the lower time frames where we kind of got that move going. So let me just show you that quickly. This is the 15,500 tip bar chart. So beginning of the day, red vertical dotted line. We had the move kind of set off by these Rambo patterns, amateur up bars kind of getting going here. But coming into the open, we had blue professional up bars taking profits, 34.35. Straight after the open, more blue professional bars, up bars kind of taking profits, extremely weak buying, bearish divergence right close to the zero line, a little pullback, an end of trend, bang. Marks the top of the day, we kind of sell off from there. So on the 15,500 tip bar chart, we sold off nicely from the beginning. So I was lucky I was getting on board some short trades kind of earlier in the day. Was only kind of taking a point and a half out of those moves, but yeah, I made enough to have stopped trading by this move here. Now, what for me was interesting, we came into this 1500 tip bar chart. We came into an end of trend warning signal here, and this is kind of a good setup. First push down, exhaustion selling on the downside, blue professional bars kind of come in. We test back up, amateur up bars, pullback level and bearish divergence, and we come back to an end of trend. So this should have been a good end of trend warning signal here because we have blue professional bars kind of coming at these levels. We've had our exhaustion selling, we have a flush signal here and all these bullish divergence patterns, and that holds this level and we rally from there. It's almost like a triple bottom, bang bang bang, we rally from there. And I really thought this kind of move getting going at this point here with professional up bars was kind of jumping the creek. and kind of getting going to breaking into an uptrend here at this point. You can see we just stalled at 1330. Come up here, no demand, Rambo pattern here, and then we just sell off. And if you go to the 4500 tip bar chart, this is where that activity happened here. So, I was thinking, good type level, support level on the 4500 tip bar chart. We've had our blue professional bars kind of come in, bullish divergence and so on. Now, I shouldn't have been looking, I wasn't trading this, but I was looking at it and thinking, now I shouldn't have been looking for a reversal of trend because we've not had exhaustion selling on the downside. And in fact, what happened is we crested back up to 30.31, blue professional bars on this time frame, and exhaustion buying. And that was a really strong signal. The professionals were getting out at that point. As soon as we broke the lows, we were into a downtrend at this point here, and that was a really important level. So previously, over the last couple of days, I said this 34, 35 level has been really important. On Wednesday we hit it and sold off. On Thursday we hit it and sold off, and at the open we hit it and sold off. And now we come into 30, and this is a really important level. We kind of hit it and sell off. And so for the end of today, we kind of ended up with exhaustion selling on the downside. We kind of bounced from those levels and so on. But if you look at this on a 4500 tip bar chart, we're still below cyclical support. We've got a pullback to be printed and an end of trend to come in yet on this time frame. So I think on before the open or on Monday or around the open, we'll find that kind of pullback level. If it's kind of below this support level at 28.30, then that'll be a good kind of pullback entry in a downtrend kind of signal to take, and then we'll see where this goes in terms of an end of trend warning signal. But when I look back up now at my highest time frame charts, when I look at the 40,500 tip bar chart, this is really an important kind of topping out type activity. So how far this goes, I don't know, but we're in a downtrend at this point. When we look at the 13,500 tip bar chart now, we've set off on the downside. This move needs to see kind of end of trend pullback and end of trend warning signals. We also need to see bullish divergence before this kind of going to stop. So we've kind of bounced back up at this point here, but I think we're kind of heading lower. So where this goes, I'm not sure from now. So, but that's kind of my bias, at least kind of Monday morning, will be to the downside, and we'll kind of see what happens after that. Just a final point, not going to add on my videos, day trading videos from Friday. They weren't particularly interesting, just kind of little, almost scalping trades, point and a half kind of here and there. And this video's run pretty long anyway, so I'll let you enjoy your weekend.